Mr. Bhatia, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a very weak quarter for you on FY23 basis as well. Margins have declined 500 basis points. Did it happen because of both demand and supply concerns? What is quarter one looking like? You do say that maybe the worst is behind for the packaging industry.
So yes, last year we witnessed some capacity additions, which led to some demand impact on the oversupply kind of a situation. And then we had a situation in Europe and US because of the global issues, the demand got impacted there as well. But if I see on an overall basis as a peer group comparison, UFlex is the only stock which on sequential quarter, the profitability numbers are better. And that's because, we not only in the packaging films, we have a much more diversified portfolio of aseptic packaging, of flexible packaging, of holographic films and all that. And all those segments have helped us, in this quarter as well as in FY23. And if you see, all others are down up to between 13% to 83% on a sequential quarter basis, but UFlex is almost up by about 38% in its profit margins over the sequential quarters. So the pricing power in the packaging film segment is coming back. We've seen some about 13 to 15% increase in the prices recently. And hopefully, if that sustains and the demand, the oversupply situation obviously gets corrected over a period of time, I think we looking at a much better numbers, in the quarters to come.
Mr. Bhatia, you said that pricing has improved by 13 to 15%. This is for over what period?
So
are you talking about May versus the March quarter average?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm talking about the prices in March versus the prices which are prevailing today. We've seen an increase in the prices. We've seen an increase in the offtake. So, we've seen still better numbers coming from our aseptic packaging business this quarter. So all that, is going to add up. And definitely the numbers for FY3 as a whole, we feel that, this being a good year for us. We were only impacted by a huge devaluation in some of the territories we work, which is Egypt and Nigeria. And except that, I think we pretty happy with the kind of performance we put up. We could have done better on the packaging film side, but as I said, because of European and US issue, which are not in our control.
Yes, we do get that, Mr. Bhatia. So in that case, I was just looking at your previous guidance. You had said you're hoping for a 16% margin in FY23, 15,000 crore revenue in FY23 as well. That is something that you have not been able to meet. Can you give us a sense of what is the FY24 number looking like in terms of margins, volumes in both the segments, aseptic and flexible packaging, and revenues as well?
So volumes in the aseptic, as we've said last year, FY23 versus FY22, we have a growth of about 116%. We look at a much smaller growth this year because, we are already working at a full capacity utilization levels, almost full capacity utilization levels. We're looking to debottleneck our existing facility within the next 12 months period so that we can produce about 20% more from the same plant. I think the numbers there are going to are quite achievable. The flexible packaging business is pretty stable. We had growth this year in FY23. We're looking for growth in FY24. Though that's a stable business, so we'll look at a double-digit growth in that business as only. The packaging film business is where we will see definitely an upside in this year versus what happened in FY23. I'm looking at the margins. I think it is a bit premature to comment on the margins as of now. On the top line, yes, we've achieved. So we gave a guidance of about 15,000 odd crores. So we are at 14,800 odd crores, pretty close to that. And I think next year we'll look at a moderate growth. We have new capacity at Dharwad, which has come on stream at the end of the March. So we look for additional volumes coming from that business for the packaging films. And we look for higher margins in our overall packaging films business because by the end of the year, we're going to commission our backward integration PET chips resin manufacturing facility, which will sort of give us a better margins in the packaging films.
Okay, so you've said aseptic sales will be rough in FY24, will be similar to FY23 since you are operating at full capacity. For flexible, it will be a double-digit growth. And for the pure packaging business, sir, you're expecting strong growth, a big recovery after the low levels of FY23. What's the number?
So in the aseptic packaging, we will still achieve a better growth in FY23, a double-digit growth. In the flexible packaging, I think there the growth will be single-digit only. Okay. And the packaging films business, as we see the revival of the demand, which should happen from, which is already set in, but should gain momentum from the next quarter. I think that's where the volumes, What
is the volume growth for the packaging business that you anticipate?
We can look at about for the year as a whole about 15% growth in that business.
Okay. Last question before we let you go. You spoke about your PET chip resin facility, which will come on stream. How much will it aid margins by? What is the margin band you're looking at? And the BOPET film capacity of 45,000 metric tons, how much will it add to revenues this year?
I think all depends on the capacity utilization level numbers, but we look at about additional 500 to 700 crores top line being generated from that business. We will be from our PET chips business. I think it should add to about between 1.5% to 2% margin in our packaging films business for India operations as such, because this is going to be used largely in India only. So it will impact.
So very quickly, what was the outcome of the IT raids? Did you get any notice for a tax demand, any seizure?
Nothing so far. There's no further communication in respect of any demands being raised or anything of that sort.
So nothing is finalized on this, or this matter is closed completely?
I don't think so. It gets closed so fast. It takes its own time because they have to, get into a lot of paperwork and all that. So I think it will take time. But we're pretty confident, and that's what the guidance we've given to the markets and to the stock exchanges that there's been nothing at a UFlex level which we are fear that would have any adverse impact on the company. So we're pretty confident about that outcome of that event.
Okay, Mr. Bhatia, thank you so much for joining us in